Hey, good evening, family. What's going on? Friday night. And for those of you that don't know, New York City is underwater. Lower Manhattan, for those of you that don't know that area very well, is not too many feet above sea level. With all the torrential rain that's been going on the last week or so, they have a drainage problem. I wouldn't be surprised if the subway system is destroyed. But tonight we have our our friend, our brother, our historian, Dr. Short, to tell us about how it's going to be a lot of people trying to get on Eric's ark tonight.
Well, Eric's ark, well, it's a sinking ship, or should be said sinking ship. Sinking ship. I mean, this man is such a damn failure. They put him in there to fail. They put him in there to just fail Black people, but damn it. I mean, he's the employee of the century. He's failing everybody. He's failing the migrants, the white people, the business folks. I mean, he's a total spaz. I've sent you a couple of pictures that you check. They're even better shots of, he is just like, in fact, this one picture I sent you, he looks just like another historic failure. In fact, this picture, I'm going to send it to you again. He looks like another failure that we grew up with. We should have been prepared. The minute I saw his face, I didn't like him, and it just hit me today.
That picture there?
Yeah. No, it's another picture. It's a better one. No, I sent you 2 pictures, maybe 3. Check them out. I may say, pull it up. It looks more like him than he looks just like this sorry ass woman from the night.
I'm gonna add that up in 1 second, Dr. Short.
Yes, that's right.
So Dr. Short, I know that most people will not understand that the rain was a natural occurrence. However, how we correlate into this guy's.
But there's an unnatural occurrence, and those goddamn illegals.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they going to go? In fact, they probably have a safe place for the illegals, and yet they don't have anything for veterans or for the 40,000 homeless people or more that are in New York, the city, and he's a complete disaster. He's lied to everybody. I'm telling you, he is the biggest disgrace. We talk about these sorry ass sister mayors, but now we've got a couple of punk ass Black men. You got that what's this dude up in Chicago who looks like what's her name? Barbara Jordan. This sorry ass Barbara Jordan looking Negro. And now you've got him. And they're full of shit. They're doing nothing. They're destroying the Black community. They're failing everybody. They're making Black people the face of American decline. And these dummies don't even have the sense to see it. And it's an equal opportunity position. And so, Keisha Lance Bottoms and all of them welcome in these sorry ass brothers. They're back. Eric's ark. This shit's gonna sink. And trust me, it's still raining. What's gonna happen? And they're just trying to do something. What is all this water gonna do? It's gonna force the rats uptown. You're gonna have a problem with rats like you've never seen. When I was in New York last, there were rats everywhere. All this water is going to drive all those rats into Harlem, all uptown. The rats are going to be in people's houses. People are going to get bit. People are going to get infected because the rats want to live too. That's what they're not talking about. New York is at risk of having outbreaks of plagues and other things from all the goddamn rats. You can't do anything about the rats. You can't do anything about these illegals. You can't do anything about crime. You can't help it. But all you can do is bring other people in. And the same way you were telling people to let these illegals be in your home, what are you going to do? Tell them to let the rats in their home too? This man, he's a disgrace. People were so anxious. This whole Obama effect. The minute you see somebody black, you just have to get behind them. They should have vetted this dude. And by the way, I love the way he takes his earring off. He puts this shit on when he wants to. I mean, what kind of man taking the earring off, putting it back on? He's trying. He's going to have a nervous breakdown. I mean, we'd be too lucky for suicide. I mean, he's going to have a nervous breakdown. He can't handle it. He was never up to the job. He's been put there to punish black people, to finish us off. And he's got the people on Staten Island. I believe in the next few weeks that when this mayor's going to become so unpopular that when he goes out, he'll be attacked by all the people, by the migrants, by the whites, by the honorary whites. That includes Asians, Latinos, and others. And of course, black folks who are sick of him. He can't go over to the Queens. He's going to end up trying to live and stay in Gracie. What's the damn the mansion?
Gracie Mansion?
Gracie Mansion. His ass is going to become a prisoner of Gracie Mansion and have James Brown singing "Prisoner of Love," nigga, because he's a disgrace. You should have stood up. And you know what? He trusts that little ugly, wicked ass, corrupt governor. Holcall. I mean, the first syllable of her name should let you know she can't be trusted. The word's Ho. He's trusted Holcall and Biden, and they ain't trying to help him. They're going to let this Negro drown. How long? He's an ex-cop. How long before the police turn on him? All we need is some cops' families to get jacked up and have the cops turn on him. He's going to be worse than Dinkins. He's going to go down in flames, but he will have an arc. The question is, they knew the rain was coming. The city doesn't have any money to handle any natural disasters or crises because you spend it all on these fuckers who don't belong up there. If he were a real man, and he is not, he would have taken the buses and sent those people to Delaware. Maybe if they're young enough, they could get Biden interested to see if they would take their wee-wee out to pee on the beach so he can get his freak on. What kind of man is this? And they're black folks. He's probably, let's look him up. I bet you he's either a Mason or a Greek letter. You know, I'm going to say something to you. Why I don't like the Greek letter Negroes, male and female, they're all the same. And he does look like this bitch, Butterfly McQueen, who was a actress who played maids. Her biggest role was the stupid maid that was behind, what's this woman's name? Forgive me.
Hattie McDaniel?
Hattie McDaniel. By the way, did you hear within the last few days, the National Academy of Arts and Sciences gave Howard University a replacement Academy Award because some nigga at Howard stole the Oscar that belonged to Hattie McDaniels. It's been missing for years when those elite Negroes stole it. You know, a lot of the people, let me just talk about sorry ass niggas at Howard University. It feels so good. You know, when people give stuff to Howard, a lot of the important folks like trustees, deans, steal stuff. So if you donate something to Howard thinking it's going to benefit the students of the university, the little elite niggas there steal. So someone stole Hattie McDaniels. Hattie McDaniels. And it's been all these years, no one knew what that Oscar was for her playing maid. So this broad here, she was the other wing nut for Hattie McDaniel and Gone with the Wind. The only thing good about Gone with the Wind is that the nigga passing for white named Clark Gable, Clark Gable was a mulatto, folks. He got angry and demanded that the set of Gone with the Wind be desegregated or he wouldn't be in the film. They had to like make stuff nice because Hattie went and says, "We know you're not really white. I'm going to tell everybody. And if you let them treat us like this." And he says, "Bitch, you didn't ask me. I'll shut the shit down." And Clark Gable wouldn't even come out and act and do his shit. They started losing money in the studio. They had to be nice to black people to make Clark Gable happy. So high-level Negroes and other people can take risk in the 30s. This is why I despise people like Obama. And I despise people like that little sorry-ass Clyburn from South Carolina. All these despicable niggas in high places helping other races. And so this Butterfly McQueen, let's just talk about this sorry bitch for a minute. I just have to talk about her. Let me just talk about her because some of us grew up, you younger people are lucky. Okay, I remember when she died. She died when I was just, she died literally when I was down where she caught on fire. My family, I have family from Augusta, Georgia. That's right, Richmond County, Georgia, which is where Augusta is. All of those counties in there, Thompson, Evans, Martinez, Lincolnton, Wilkes County, all those damn things. I mean, my people have been down there for like since the 1770s. And I hope this whole bunch are related to me. I don't claim you, bitch. I do not want you. But she was a dancer, and then she was in Gone with the Wind, and she was in the film Cabin in the Sky, and she's sort of like, you know, at a certain point, she just played the role of maids, right? Okay, she's from Tampa, Florida. She was 84 years old. And yeah, she died in Augusta, Georgia. Let's get down to her death. That's the most important part. December 22nd, 1995. By the way, my grandfather had a heart attack when we were down in Charlotte, just around that time, right? She had a kerosene heater that malfunctioned and burst into flames, and she set on fire. And she donated her body to medical science. Still let white folk use her, even in death, continue to be used. Damn. And so she continued, you know, but she was a maid. She was an embarrassment. And if you watch Gone with the Wind, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about birthing babies. It was disgraceful. And you know what? Eric Adams isn't any better. 80 years later, he's just as sorry. You pathetic. I mean, you look like one of those lizards you get from PetSmart. Filthy, lying, degenerate. We liked you better when you were fat. You used everybody. You fucked over the black cops and people that got behind you. And you're a punk. There's something wrong with them. I don't like you, brother. You're a liar, brother. And New York's about to go broke. You let these white people use you. You suck white ass at every corner. And then you're going to make black folks going to have to pay for it. I mean,
everybody
this guy,
I mean, Eric Adams, a thumbs down.
Yes, fuck Eric Adams.
Thumbs down for Eric Adams. Everyone in the chat, thumbs down.
He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace. Okay, he's the first Brooklyn borough president. And so whenever you put these people looking at this big mango biting teeth and shit he has, he's bald-headed. I wonder why you bald-headed, Eric. How old are you? 1960? What? He ain't that much older than me. Damn. Shh. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. A politician, he goes from being a cop to fucking over people to being a politician. You know, I just wonder, you know, I just wonder about him, man. And, his father was a wino. And so, I mean, let me say something to you. When you think about people like him that came up where they didn't have much, they're some of the worst people. Oh my God. You know what's really scary? Oh my God. Oh my
hey,
God.
Dr. Short, I don't think a lot of people, and I'm not, saying that our audience don't know, but the majority, the masses don't understand that Eric Adams played on race. Eric Adams played on race when he started the 100 Black Cops in law enforcement. He played on
But he betrayed them.
Yes.
The reason I'm not saying anything about them is because I got friends in that organization. Eric Adams used and fucked over and betrayed everybody. He's a fucking Benedict Arnold. Like I said, he's going to melt down in that damn office. We'll be too, Black people's luck is so bad, he won't take his own life and do us a favor. So he's going to fuck us up until they run his ass out of office. I mean, I just, there's not enough Prozac to make that nigga straight. Okay. There's something wrong with him. And I just read something that just made me angry. And I'm like, Eric Adams, to show you how this nigga knows better, but he's such a damn crook. Eric Adams is affiliated with House of the Lord Pentecostal Church. Oh, God. See why I don't go to church. Which means his pastor was Herbert Daughtry. I know you've heard about Herbert Daughtry and Black United Front, right?
I know about Herbert Daughtry very well.
Okay, yes, Herbert Daughtry. See how small Herbert Daughtry. My dad's Pentecostal preacher. See how this shit starts. Oh, fuck you, man! I can't stand you. This is why I don't go to church. And the people like this who know better, they know better. This bald-headed, lying, bootlick, shuffling embarrassment who's trying to be politically correct. You call yourself a Christian, you be running around with the gay flag, you're helping the illegals, putting Black vets and people out in the street. Nigga, you know better. He's a disgrace. He's that kind. And he'll say, well, I came up with y'all. No, you were never with us. If you were, you could never betray us. There was a sister that ran against him. She tried to tell people that this man was full of shit. She tried. And I would to God, my brother, I would. Sometimes all we could do is be upset when we see stuff. I miss my friend Alton Maddox. I miss the people and the United Africa movement. Shout out to all the good Black folk in Brooklyn, all the good people, man. In fact, I was talking to this woman's name is Miss Jackman. I'm waiting right now for Miss Jackman is sending me 2 copies of her book that she wrote about Tawana Brawley. And how Tawana Brawley was actually raped. It wasn't a damn hoax. And it's people like Eric who turned their back on people like Tawana. They turned their back. She was Sharpton was given something. His television career was launched off of him betraying her.
Yes.
The Dutchess County NAACP was given like $25,000+ and it's just it's so awful. And this group called 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement That Care. I have friends in that association, and they're good people, and they're distressed. Sometimes you see me going off on people. It's because he's a milk dud. I like those too much to compare Eric Adams to that. And potatoes can make fries. There's nothing that you can do with him, Bruce. There's nothing. People need to recall this nigga before he destroys the rest of us. We got all these no good mayors everywhere. Do you know that this sorry piece of shit man has asked the mayor of D.C. and the people down here to take these illegals off his hands.
Wow.
I mean, and that little punk effeminate governor, the one that's always smiling, grabbing drag queens from behind and having a smile on his face. If a man grabbed you from behind like he was going to thrust into you, wouldn't you suspect something like, do you enjoy being back there? That's the governor here. I call him Wet Whore. And he was hooked up, hanging with Harvey Weinstein. It's all of these degenerate black politicians. They always, now at least dude has a woman he's with, there's one kid. That's we wish that was definitive, It's not. Obama has 2 kids and a woman. Well, we think. Then again, we don't think. Well, fuck it. Unless we pull the pants down and look for ourselves and shit, we don't know.
Nothing is what it seems.
Well, no, but it seemed like it really was the dick bouncing in that dress when she came down the steps for the inaugural. That's bigger than mine. I'm jealous, Michelle. If that's a prosthesis, let me borrow that so I can turn on some people when I go out in public. I mean, man, you had and that what's that? Ellen DeGenerate show, and that thing was bobbing and weaving. I mean. Anyway, we know that New York is going to financially suffer from all these people. And who's going to hurt the most? Black people. The shutdown is going to happen. So if the shutdown occurs, if it lasts, and this shutdown's going to happen, y'all. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If this shutdown occurs, if there's any emergency, if it rains again, if we have any fucking storms or shit, you know who's going to get hurt? You guessed it. Struggling black folks will get hurt the hardest, the worst.
Because these people, these migrants, when it happened, they're not in Staten Island. They're not going to Long Island. They actually going to 3-star hotels. 3-star hotels while they're homeless people from New York City, they get a one-way ticket to jail.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to keep saying it. There is a missing element of power in this society that refuses to function. It's called Black American men. Black American men will not coalesce. Black American men act like a bunch of cats on LSD. We're going to have to come together and fuck the bullshit like the little bitch ass niggas that debate all night on Twitter over what to call ourselves. So I'm an Capulan. I'm an Edenite. I'm a Moor. I'm a Negro. I'm a freedman.
Dr. Short,
I'm an African American.
I'm gonna stop messing with you, Dr. Short,
I'm a world citizen. Well, I'm an Aboriginal. I'm this. Well, and I'm like, my God, when the cops shoot you, they say nigger. In fact, we all know that word. We know what it means. We know who it's related to. In fact, I found some of the weakest minded people are the ones who can't use the word nigger. I mean, they all know it. They all know it.
I can't be your friend because I'm from New Jersey and you're from DC.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be your friend no more.
Right. Well, we do that. You're from this project block. I'm from that project. We look for someone that we can hate and hurt. Talk about black men, someone that I'm better than because white society won't love me. Well, guess what? I'm going to hate the next black person, a particular male, because it's easier. See, unless you're a natural, male doesn't have anything you want. You have to sort of be diplomatic because women have pussy. And that's what I'm saying. Black men are going to have something that they can coalesce around other than genitalia. we should be able to coalesce around survival. These miserable fucks come from other places, and they can all come together around survival. Even you could do that. Attack bees, and they'll swarm you. Attack dogs, and they'll form a pack. Black men, they'll scatter like bitches.
Hey, you know what? One of the brothers in the chat just put up an interesting comment. The brother Slim, and it's the truth. Brothers will walk right past each other and don't even speak. They'll shoot each other rocks. like I didn't do nothing to you. I wasn't the guy at your job. I wasn't the guy trying to disrespect your family. I wasn't that guy. I was coming out the store. You was coming out the store. And one of us had to go through the doorway one at a time, and we couldn't even speak to each other.
Yep. But you know what? He'll be nice to the raggedest white woman. They'll go and fight for freedom in Ukraine.
And this conversation.
I mean, I'll go fight in Vietnam, fight in Panama. Take bullshit on the job from white men for decades and try to be collegial with people that hate their guts. But a black person walks down the street, in particular male, they've never seen, just so angry. And that's why I talk about the brother fucker culture. Black men are brother fuckers.
Dr.
Fuck
Short,
over the next black dude. You just can't work with him. You want to be mad at him. You want to have, and you know what? It's basically a payoff, a social payoff. In terms of the degree of seriousness, the easiest crime to basically get a very small amount of punishment for is for a black man to kill another black man. And the stupid ass black men don't even say, hey, wait a minute. They want you to kill one another. You say you're fighting the power, but you're killing your own power by killing each other. It's sort of like, wait a minute, because I don't want the sisters out there to feel like I'm not going to jump in y'all shit too. I know y'all have pussy and we all love pussy, but we have to tell the truth. The new black man wants pussy, but he's honest, sisters. And in fact, like Richard Nixon said, peace with honor, pussy with honor. I may want it, but I got to tell you the truth. Now, we talk about, and this is a sorry ass thing, folks will talk about body counts. Well, abortion is the other body count. So just you talk about how brothers kill each other, sisters, y'all can kill a baby, leave that motherfucking hot car. Shit, run in to get a sandwich, and then you decide to add coffee. Oh, I need a sundae. Well, my baby always was like, we kill babies. We do all kinds of atrocities to one another. It's absolutely ridiculous. But the body count, how many babies have you killed inside of you? And we're able to kill each other, and it plays out. And this is how they know that they could put up a sorry politician in Chicago or DC or Atlanta or New York. I mean, they got them everywhere because really, we don't give a fuck about one another. I mean, on no kind of level. I mean, and you see somebody somewhere, and your enemies are never going to tell you to love one another, but they keep telling you the love of self is key. They got rid of love music. There used to be a lot of love music, and so now it's all this hate shit. Eat a nigga's ass. And one dude's, I love the boy pussy. This guy out of Texas, his name was Fly Red. He was red something too. Is it something about light-skinned people being degenerate in our community? I don't know. I guess if you're dark-skinned, you really have to have something going for you, maybe. Anyway, it's nasty, but they don't want our music has hate in it. The church has the wrong kind of love. They're gay affirming. Shit, y'all never helped keep families together. Little greedy, gristler, grifter, lying, nigga demanding 10% of your money is not biblical, you fucking crooked preachers. Busted up more families, people not paying their light bill and their grocery bill for some greasy nigga to walk around with chains and shit. I'm so glad they mugged that nigga in New York. I wish they would stick up all the crooked preachers. In fact, let me tell y'all something. There is a solution. The solution is coming. Things are going to get so bad in the next few months that the pain is going to finally begin to get the bushy elite boule niggas will start getting carjacked, shot, home invasions. Hallelujah, Jesus. Y'all claim to be the leaders of black folks. You've led us into a burning, genocidal butcher shop. While y'all enriched yourselves, like this nigga Eric Adams, you know that he's taking care of his own. It's the same way. And what's that bitch, Letitia James, who hired her boyfriend? I mean, when you look like the Incredible Hulk, I can see why you had to buy yourself some dick, but at least you didn't buy pussy. Can't be mad at her for that. Well, at least that provides a black man a job, so I'll suspend my judgment, although there's still some corrupt shit. You and I both know this. Now, what was their question, y'all?
Well, Dr. Short, they did, no one in the chat asked the question yet, and I know we discussed it. The godmother of the Democratic Party died today.
You mean the fraud mother? You mean Frankenstein?
She gave up to see that death.
There was wait a minute. Remember, there was this cartoon that it looked like a kind of skeleton. It was really skinny. I'm forgetting the Pixar had this like this horror type thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was an animated monster type thing with a skull-like face. Do you remember the film?
Not offhand.
Damn. Well, anyway, Feinstein or Frankenstein. She was for abortion. She was for this LGBTQ degeneracy. She helped destroy Black San Francisco and Black San Franciscans. She helped cover up for that mass murder of Black folks in Guyana, Jonestown.
The movie was called Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, yes. That bitch does look like the Nightmare Before Christmas. Come on, laugh. Give me a thumbs up. That bitch looks like the Nightmare Before Christmas. Thank you. See, people think I'm making this shit up. I be seeing people that look like fucking monsters and shit from movies. I'm like, damn, I can't vote for them. Don't people see? They let you know this. I mean, Eric Adams looks like an incompetent maid. And then he looks like a trans man, Butterfly McQueen. Put the bitch's picture back up there. Put the pictures I sent you, not the one you picked. And can you tighten it up? He does look like her. And the handkerchief on his head is bigger. In fact, he'd look better if he had that fucking bandana on his head. He has an ugly chicken McNugget looking head, the kind that, put in the throwaway bin because you don't want to give it to a customer. He looks like her. Just pause on that bitch. I mean, and it's interesting, and how it says in the Bible.
Also,
remember the promise. Remember the promise for it won't be water but fire next time. Well, this is backwards. It was fire for Butterfly, and it's water for Eric. God damn you, Eric! You're a piece of shit. Come on, y'all in the chat room. Let's talk about New York. Talk about this dude's failures. And that y'all got to do something, because I'm going to tell you, Eric Adams was put in to destroy, to break the back of what was left of Black New York. And damn it, I mean, and he's doing with these goddamn illegals and the rats. And I think this is the divine judgment of God to flood his ass out. I hope Gracie Mansion has a hole in the roof. Something should happen to this nigga. That's what white people used to say back in the day. I'm beginning to feel this way about no good big city Black mayors and crooked ass Congress people. Can you put that sorry bitch up with the weave who was justifying Joe Biden's son, Joe Biden being unconditional in his love for his pedophile junkie crooked son? What's her name? Jasmine Crockett. She replaced the sorry ass Black woman named Eddie Johnson Reagan. I mean, this Black woman looked like Eddie Johnson. She was there. She never did anything for Black people. Okay, forgive me. I, hold on. Let me go back. It's kind of hard not to go off on pork chops. It's kind of hard. But let's just stay in on. In fact, can you put up a picture of that ugly dude from Chicago? You want me to
Hold
send
on.
it to you? You want me to send it to you?
No, don't
Send
send
a
it. Don't
picture of
send
him
it.
and Barbara.
I got it.
And you have a picture of Barbara Jordan. And see, Barbara Jordan, even though she was a stud that ate white pussy, she at least stood up for she did something. I don't know what it is, but she did it. I mean, God, Barbara Jordan was like when those washerwoman big ass arms and shit. Um, let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna send you a picture of Barbara Jordan that looks like the mayor of Chicago. I'm gonna send it to you right now. She was big. I'm just. She looks just. And he has the same ugly glasses that she's got. I'm like, damn, how do you find them? I don't know. They have like a drag queen consignment store or something. Okay, I sent you the picture. If you were to give her some facial hair, you could tell them apart. And the thing that's interesting is that Barbara Jordan, the original Barbara Jordan, was against illegals. This dude that looks like a tranny, Barbara Jordan, is for illegals.
Mm.
Wow. She got the Medal of Freedom. Should have melted that shit down and used that to get some cosmetic surgery, man. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm. Damn. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Bruce, we see you in New York. Talk about how messed up it is right now. How is that subway system?
I wish he could call in. And to see that Jamaican dude beating the shit out of that woman, that old ass black woman, and she wasn't even trying to move. It's like it got good to her for a minute. It's like, damn. Maybe they were trying to do a TikTok or something. I can't tell.
Yeah, Bruce, you need to talk about that. What's going on in the city? Because I can only imagine that subway system. But
yeah, I was on the subway. Don't fuck around in New York subway. I mean, it could get real in there, man. In fact, notice that Eric Adams, the black dude that protected the black woman and had to kill the white dude on the subway. Notice how Eric Adams didn't defend him at all.
No, I don't even think he made a statement. I think the police commissioner made a statement, if I'm correct, before she died.
Oh, and speaking of somebody ugly from New York, there's this picture of oh my God, my favorite, Shirley Chisholm. She looks like she looks like a cross between a baboon and Abraham Lincoln, man. I'm gonna send this picture to you right now. Please post this. Now the shutdown's going to happen, y'all. Just deal with that. It's going to be bad for black folks in the cities. And there are going to be some more people in the Senate people that got them shots need to drop dead. You know that she had shingles, right?
Yeah.
And people know that you get shingles from eating doo-doo. And they got her ass to take a shingles shot. That's probably what helped take her ass out. Shingles has poop in it. You get shingles from eating doo-doo, people. And so if they're telling you to take a shingles shot, they're implying that you eat doo-doo. The reason the kids get shingles is because they eat their own doo-doo. They stick their finger up their ass and put it in their throat, and they get sick. Adults get it from licking assholes and sucking body parts that have been in an asshole or whatever, and that's how you get shingles. It's a real fact. So I'm wondering, how is that bitch living to get shingles at her age?
There she go, Dr. Short.
Yes. No, that looks too feminine. Put the ugly picture. There you go. Take the beard off. He looks just like her. It's a disgrace. And he's summoning people out in Chicago, and the black folk are fighting for their homes, man. And let's talk about a group of sorry ass niggas that are full of deviance anyway. It's called the National Association of Black Journalists, and it's full of fake ass liar, pretender, bushy aspiring liars who don't cover black news anymore because they're too busy trying to make white people love them. We've got thousands of black journalists, and they're not committed to telling our stories. They won't even take a risk. They won't bust the grape. The NABJ should be talking about all this shit, and they ain't doing it.
Now, Dr. Short, what happened with this young lady here? This is the one that was putting on the greatest performance of her political life the other day.
She's trying to be a vice presidential candidate. She's thinking if she's certainly smarter than Kamala Harris, and she's actually black. At least you can't see tattoos on her bosom, which is a good thing. So she's got a decent presentation. It's a rarity, but I can actually say she's not ugly. Thank God. Still don't like her politics. You know that she's with Black Lives Matter. Oh, God.
And see, what people may not understand, and why these people continue to put on these performances, you have not heard not one black politician speak on the 1,000 missing children.
But there's 70,000 missing black women, and there are thousands of black children missing all over the country. One of the big places that they're missing is in Texas, where this bitch is. Why are the black women so fucking silent? Let me just rip into you black women for a fucking second. I don't care how you take it. If you're out there, Ebony, up yours, nigga. I'm going to talk about it. Part of this whole thing is celebrating how women are the caregivers of life and all this shit, and they love and men don't. Well, where is the love? What happened to childhood, to children, to family? With all this fucking black girl magic shit, our families have gone to pot. Divorce is up. Folks don't even form families anymore, right? People have basically, they could have a parking building at the divorce court for black people. For all this feminism and black goddess bullshit, we don't have anything to show for it. In fact, I'm sorry, the leading demographic for STDs that's now being reported in the news is black women. You got folks twerking on top of police cars and all of this. This is outrageous. Don't the ladies see? Don't they understand that the other people in the world are looking? It really does too matter how ridiculous you are. just because the black dudes go beg for pussy, and in fact, so many people are fat until now, you don't even expect a woman to be in shape anymore, just trying to get yourself some. Um, and it used to be that the fat white women were taking up all the slack for black women. Now the fat black women are in like an obesity race with black women for who can be the fattest and most despicable. And I hate to say it, it looks like sisters are going to win this one. I never thought that could happen. Who's going to look out for the children? That's supposed to be women's job. I don't give a fuck about feminism. Patriarchy is good. In fact, patriarchy is great. Women have, throughout human existence, been the one place mothers, even mother rats, mother ducks, look out for the young. Just not modern, independent, pork chop feminist black women. God forbid if they're professional, can't care a fuck about babies, about life. She got more and more and more and more and more and more. People in power, people in position that are black and female. And more bad things happen to your average sisters. More and more stuff happens to children. More and more stuff happens to youth. Now, supposedly the whole argument is if you put women in power, they would address stuff that men don't succeed or men fail to get. Well, that's a fucking lie from what I can see. These broads are just as indifferent, if not more so, than men are. As I did a roll call, where is Marsha Fuck from Ohio? And that golden marmoset looking bitch, Nina Turner. Where are you, nigga? Macho, what's he look, Al Green looking motherfucker. What are you going to do about missing women, missing girls in your state? You all deep ass voice and shit. And you got your hair heat treated. And when it's natural, you make it blonde. I mean, what's the fucking purpose? Just keep the shit straight if you're going to have the natural color. You had to make it white when it's a natural. See, white people, you could trust me. I have my hair blonde. And basically, she's sort of like, I don't know if you remember the Jack Benny show. She's Rochester for Bernie Sanders. And so she's this very macho politician. You want me to send you a picture of Nina Turner?
I can get a picture of her, no problem.
Yeah, well, you will have a problem. You have to look at it after you show it. Okay.
But just last year, Dr. Short, she was crying about the Democratic Party was not endorsing her. They was endorsing the other girl. So she was upset.
The one that's full of shit. Yeah.
She was upset. She was upset because the Democratic Party put all their money down behind Chantel Brown. She was pissed. But she still wanted, as you said, and anybody that knows anything about her, she still want to hold Bernie Sanders' water.
Well, she's probably holding his nuts. So should still support the Congressional Black Circus. I'm going to run this down. In fact, I'm going to keep doing what nobody else will do, and that is to call out sisters, because our children need women to advocate for them. Yes, they do. That's the whole thing. Well, if women get in power, they'll look out for women and children because men don't have the sensitivity. Well, they're not doing it.
Yeah, that's what it was, Dr. Short. One sister told me in one of the comments on one of the shows we did, she said, "Why not? It's our time."
It's your time to fuck up. It's your time to let genocide happen on your watch. It's your time to watch Black women be fired in record numbers and be evicted. It's your time for Black women's organs to be harvested, for them to rip the wombs out of children. It's your time for 1 in 9 kids to be in child and family care. Where they get molested and abused. Time for what? That's some hubris bullshit that you're on. It's good. The time for Black women to be evicted in record numbers across the country and to be homeless. And the only jobs that there is for fans only, for folks to be whores. You can have that damn time. Liars, stop lying. You're not better than Black men. And when these migrants who are male, military age, start raping and disappearing Black women and girls, we'll see eye to eye. It's inevitable to happen because of that attitude that you just, with that question.
Here's the picture.
And you know what? And you know what? And you know what? Let me just say this, because this happened before. I saw this happen. This happened to Black women after the Vietnam War. No one really talks about it. There was an epidemic of murders, disappearances, serial killings, and rapes. And because a lot of these folks were military, ex-military, often white men, nothing was really done about it. They don't want to generate rage in this country among these migrants. They're going to play down the disappearances and killings and rapes and so forth of women and children. That's how it's going to go. And they're going to all lock arms on it. So if the Black women want to be basically the party piece human sacrificed to all these horny people from other places, okay, enjoy your time.
I'm going to ask people in the chat, because we're talking about the migrant situation in New York, and we could bring up Chicago as well as other quote-unquote.
Is that Nino Brown or Wesley Snipes? No, that's Nina Turner. God, it looks like Wesley Snipes with some cheap dollar store glasses on.
I want to ask everybody in the chat, just a general. We got 58 people watching, and I want to ask everybody, tell me, have you ever interacted with MS-13, and tell me about your interaction. Share it with the family, because that's the most of the migrants or MS-13 guys.
And brother, you know that story. It's up there in New York. Remember the Black girl that went to school and they had MS-13 at the school?
Dr. Short, she was a classmate of my niece.
Okay, and the MS-13 chopped up the Black girl. Yeah. And they really didn't do much about it. Or in the state of in your city of Newark, remember they killed those 6 Black kids, and they really didn't want to punish them. Okay, and because Black males don't matter, some of them were girls, because it shows you how sick a lot of Black women are. They think Black men dying is cool. You're going to miss some fucking Black men. In fact, this is the thing about warfare. It's never really happened in America. Actually, it has. But the memory is forgotten. So let me help you. For all the folks that are clueless, whole lot of folks have light-skinned family members right after the Civil War. But what they don't know is when the Union Army went into the South, they raped Black women all over the South. Black folk had to go into hiding because white men were raping Black women. Okay. A lot of our sisters have never really lived in a war zone. America has really had no war other than a war against Black people and say what some Indians. America hasn't had wars, but now they brought in all these military age people throughout. You could literally have what's called a low intensity conflict. people. What happens is when the males are all off in jail or someplace else, when you get conquered, the women get ripped and raped by the incoming army. When the Russians finally took over Berlin and conquered the Germans at the end of World War II, they went on a rape thing. They raped 2 million German women. They raped them all ages. I'm not trying to scare you, because I got it. I mean, they got Black Girl Magic. They got everything covered. Everything is so great and it's so powerful, and y'all don't need nobody. That argument is going to go down in flames next year. In fact, that argument's going to go down. Let the temperature drop another 20 degrees, 30 degrees, and people are cold. If you think these people won't kick in your doors, won't take your house, won't disappear you. Like, there was a Black man who had a Latino neighbor and they didn't get along, and the Black man went missing. Turned out the Latino dude had come in, killed the Black man, and buried him in his backyard. And it was a Black family. Their father was, felt like, well, they'd lived down there in the South all these years. No one would bother them. Bullshit. And they're moving them all into our areas. They have a history of this kind of activity. And will they kill you? They most certainly will. We're going to get jacked up, and this is being brought to us, and by a lot of, in fact, some of the big mouth people pushing this are people who have protective details. They live in gated communities and they have security guards and so forth. But those of us who don't have that, go ahead and tell them about the MS-13, these Satan-worshiping people here, because they're not playing with us. They're not playing with anybody, and they have a special mission of hatred of Black folks. They've been trained by the CIA or gotten that training from the School of Americas from Fort Benning, Georgia. They know how to torture, kill, and disappear people.
Let me explain something to you guys. I believe everybody that said in the chat, they see them. Most gangs or most foreigners from other countries, when they go to inner cities, what they'll do most of the time is they'll try to intermingle with what I like to call people from the underworld, right? They'll try to figure out what's going on, who's into the drugs, who's into the illegal, the gambling houses, the women, so forth and so on, right? MS-13 is they come for one thing and one thing only: destruction. We don't have enough, like Dr. Short explained, when you say all this stuff about Black men this, Black men that, Black men this, Black men this, we don't feel protected. MS-13 is coming to rain destruction. A prison in America is better than where they live at back home. So they have no fear of going to prison. They want to go to prison. Give them a reason to go to prison. Definitely if they go to the federal system. So know that these migrants are MS-13. They're MS-13, and understand what is going on. And like Dr. Short been explaining, they're not going to Staten Island. If you're in New York, they're not going to Staten Island. They're not going to Long Island. The masses get pushed. If they're downtown, they're going to get pushed uptown. Then all of a sudden they're going to go to a good hotel in the Bronx or go to Brooklyn. And they definitely ain't going to, Crown Heights. Y'all know where in Brooklyn they going. So we need to understand how serious it is and how these politicians continue to betray the Black community.
Mm.
But then what gets shoved in our face, where we got a sister, she wants to put on a performance talking about why the Republicans is investigating Hunter Biden, who has broken more laws than anybody. They doing it because they want to do it. He broke laws. Any politician that break laws need to go to jail. But we don't have nobody speaking up for the 1,000 kids. We don't have nobody speaking up for what's going on all across the country. But we have these, it's just sickening because most people don't realize it and don't care.
Yeah, well, it's gonna hit them like let's have this ugly conversation. There are a whole lot. Whole lot of people that are Black that are operating within the sex economy. And these people sell themselves to whoever will buy. A lot of our people. These folks come from a tradition where you kill whores and tricks. It's absolutely normal. Absolutely. And I was just talking to someone and they began to defend the migrants. Yes, it was a Black woman, brother. And I never said all of anybody's anything, but we're talking about specific people. And they began to defend them. And I'm thinking it's a single Black woman, challenge health, almost 80 years old, a boomer. They know everything, right? It's wild. And I said to her, well, you know about Juarez, right? And she did. But y'all don't know about Juarez, that there's a place where they drop the bodies of women that they've murdered. And they've been killing women there for 40 years. Not one conviction. It may be 50,000 dead women. When I say 50, that's a nice number because it was like 30 something in the 90s. It's probably a lot more.
And if you guys seen the movie, excuse me for 1 second, Dr. Short, if you guys seen that movie Sicario, that's what Dr. Short is talking about, that area of Juarez.
Yeah, and they don't know how many they kill women. It's absolutely normal. If you understand there's a narco war going on between the different cartels, the police don't even bother these people. They're not safe. We're going to have to change our whole police force because these MS-13 and other people are joining the law enforcement here. They're going to have to change law enforcement in this country to deal with these people. And it's going to get quite bad. And these folks are involved in human trafficking and drugs and all this other kind of stuff. People have to wake up. And I never said to you, hate anybody. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, understand that. And it's interesting. Some of the most vulnerable people to this are the main people that are against gun ownership. There was a woman reporter back in the 90s, I don't know if she's still alive, trying to find out why all these women were being killed. And they're trying to kill her. You can't even get the stories written about this in the papers. They will go and kill the journalist. They will kill the cops. The police are afraid of these people. They will target their family. Let me just remind you, the chief of police in D.C. wanted to deal with these people. They threatened to kill him and his family. Our bitch mayor and other people wouldn't back the chief of police. Of course, he's a Black man. Yep, it sure is your time, sister. It sure is you guys' time. Black woman showed her power to say to the Black man, well, we'll hang your family out to dry. I'm not going to get behind you. After all, I'm a lesbian. Right? So they put a Black woman with no police experience in charge of the D.C. police, brother. Go ahead, Black women. That's what I'm saying. When the bodies begin to pile up and the rapes and all, I'm not going to be out here crying. I'm going to say, told you, warned you. To be forewarned is to be prepared, to have some idea. So now she has this woman that doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And she's saying that the crime is down 25% in D.C. Probably she may munch carpet, right? The same sorority, whatever, same drill. That corruption in our Black elite, male and female, and I'm going to keep emphasizing female, Since it is your time, then hell, it must be partially your fault, if not wholly your fault. If it's your time and you have superseded us, then we blame you for everything. Oh, I like that. Take all the burden off black men. Doesn't that feel good, Brother Q? It's black women's fault. You know, we black men get blamed for shit all the time. It's nice to share the blame. I feel equal. I feel like we're re-engaged again. I mean, really, this is a problem. This is not, look, it's not getting any better. They are attacking black seniors in Chicago. They have MS-13 down here in the D.C. area. Wherever they are, the fentanyl death rates go through the ceiling. And now, because they've taken over in the black gangs, let me just help y'all. The black gangs are getting their arms from these people, and they're getting fentanyl. So more and more of our people are now being outsourced to poison us. They won't give them heroin. They won't give them cocaine unless it's got fentanyl in it. So they can kill off more of our black junkies, people who just have to be on something. Decades of suffering hasn't warned people to leave narcotics alone. So they know that our people have a sweet tooth for dope, and they're going to decimate us. That's another way they're going to kill us. And by the way, if they get us hooked on drugs, that's more whores, more tricks for them. And they have a way when they get mad, when they break up with someone, as much as sisters, you know, think black men are a trip. When they break up with someone, they'll go kill your ass in court. They don't care. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm really not. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It isn't that serious, people. It's not that serious. But Eric's ark and the animals that he's lit on his ark are these migrants. And it's going to be rough, people. It's going to be rough. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I wish I could like wave a magic wand so black folks would wake up so at least some of us will survive. But you know, damn. You know, I just had that conversation with my mom. It says, you know, Mom, you know, got sober up, gal. I love you. We need a house full of weapons. All this passive, Jesus will fix it after a while. He will fix it after a while. Once I put the clip inside this thing, I got my street sweeper. He will fix it. Trouble come my way, gotta fire sometime. Right? Amen. I need to get my tambourine. Now, come on, y'all. Let's talk about New York. Talk about Chicago. I know y'all saying this stuff, the missing kids. We want to open the floor. And as long as it's not a feminist question or a simp question or like a black cultic question, like people who can't figure out the nomenclature for black folks. None of that cultic bullshit. If some stupid group, some little stupid religious or political group that's intention, I'll take your questions.
All right, any questions?
And if not, we
ain't in a rush to put the questions up neither. Hold on.
Oh, well, that's okay. Well, you know, we can stop and do another segment, man. Shoot, I'm beginning to feel how, you know, my seasonal affect is over.
Arnold said, I saw the film, Dr. Short. There were two films, one with Sharon Stone, another one with Jennifer Lopez, about the war serial killings. Q4 mentioned this to Dr. Short. Yeah, if you ever saw the movie Sicario, which literally means hitman, they talk about the killers that's in Juarez.
Mm-hmm. And there's a movie that Woods was in. I'm forgetting his first name. He's an actor, like Jewish actor. Is it David Woods or whatever? But just called Salvador. And if you know anything about El Salvador, where they would just kill people and leave bodies out, and there's civil war, or Guatemala, where they killed like a few 100,000 people. They would just kill people. or what they do in Colombia. The Colombians just kill people by the thousands. And by the way, they're used to killing black people in Colombia and Panama and killing them in Honduras too, and Venezuela too. All these Venezuelans are coming over here, and they can be gangsters and thuggish too. And they all have amnesty because they don't like the people who run the government of Venezuela. And those folks come over here, they're Nazis. We're getting swamped. It used to just be Florida, Texas, California. Now this shit is everywhere. Man.
Bruce, I respect the question, but you know Dr. Short goes really give you one for this one. He said, Bruce said, I'm drowning in illegals, Dr. Short. How many more do you think the Democrats will bring in between now and next October?
He said that again. You're dry. Look, if those people can come through, you see, it depends on the season. Now, imagine those are illegals, but now the Africans are beginning. I don't know if you've seen it. These Africans who are afraid of a war in the Sahel, they're now all trying to get out of Africa. So I don't know if you've noticed, these motherfuckers are overrunning Spain and Italy and shit now. If the word ever gets out that you can fly to Mexico, those that can fly to Mexico, they're already beginning to come. Now you have Africans and shit. Now, trust me, that's our only hope. Go white people, save us white people. Please, racist white people, save us. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, look. If you have a bunch of black men coming across the border with big dicks and shit with accents, just maybe. Hater white dudes will say, I can't work with this. The niggas with big dicks and the illegals too. Shit. Gotta close the border. They want to do it. If you look at what's going on now, I mean, it's rough. They want to give these people a blanket amnesty like what Ronald Reagan did in '86 and let all these people, give them citizenship so they can vote Democratic. And that way they'll kill two birds with one stone. They will have crushed the white folks who won't fit in with them, and they'll destroy black people. And that's their new society, their new normal. And that's what they're trying to do. And it's funny, as much as people hate Trump, and I'm not saying you have to like Trump, but damn, Trump wasn't trying to do this kind of shit to us. Even if Trump had racist white folks around him that did, it didn't happen. But damn, it's going on right now. And not only that, Biden's not even allocating anything to the people who are backing him up to fuck over black people. Chicago's not getting any money. Did you know that Trump sent money to Chicago to help black people? And Lori Lightfoot gave it to the illegals. And it's like, damn. I mean, I get it. Hate Trump, but the fucker would give you something. Love Biden, he won't give you shit and he'll replace you. I mean, by the way, we've got a very, very, very feminine mindset, black dudes, that we can't see this. I don't believe that we can help our sisters. I mean, they're too far gone because it's their time. It's their time to put their head up their asses. It's their time to not know what the fuck is going on and to show men they don't have to listen to us. You know what? Let them do that. And that's why people are getting passports, going to other places. In fact, he's going to be protecting the bitch he got from the Philippines and not you.
I see all you guys' questions, but I just want to say something about the migrants. I know it's a bunch of
illegal migrants. Illegal migrants.
We need to say that.
Illegals.
Well, we need to understand in 1980, the Iraq and Iran war officially began, but it was unofficially before that. And the United States allowed a bunch of Iranian citizens and Iraqi citizens that wanted to leave these wars and go to a city in Michigan called Dearborn. And the only reason why I know this is because my family lived up there. And they basically displaced all of the Black Americans who was working in them car factories and stuff like that. And Dearborn, Michigan, to this day, is the largest city of Arab descent. So these illegals are here to displace you and I. It's been done. This country has a long history of doing this. So this is
Miami, damn it. Same time. Miami.
Yeah, Coach. It started in Dearborn. Dearborn is, I know exactly where Dearborn is the suburb of Detroit. Yeah. So we got a couple questions here, Dr. Short. Hold up. There we go. The brother asked Dr. Short about the Arabs that are selling dope to our people in the liquor stores. Yeah, you heard me, Dr. Short, the question? Hold on. He's here. Hold on. Dr. Short, you heard me? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, yeah, he dropped for a second, you guys, but Dr. Short will be back with us. I'm going to leave your question up there until he comes. Here he comes back right now. Hold on. Dr. Short, you there?
Yes. What was that? They do not like us talking about this stuff. We're going to keep doing it. I don't know if it's a pork chop feminist or is it a racist. But then again, a pork chop feminist is a racist. Anyway, keep going.
So one of the questions, he asked a question about the Arabs selling the drugs out of the liquor stores.
They do. And the cigarettes, look, Eric Garner got killed outside of an Arab-owned store. That guy Sterling down in Louisiana got killed outside of an Arab store. These people often pay money to the police to brutalize black people. They give protection money. So you get a lot of stuff. A lot of Negroes think they can go in and just act crazy. These Asians give money to these cops to be particularly cruel and brutal. That execution of Eric Garner, he was lynched in front of that store to let people know not to fuck with the Arabs in there. We are focusing on Eric Garner, but not what was the establishment, because there's a whole link between the sale of cigarettes, illegal and otherwise, that these Arabs use to fund terrorism and drugs and shit worldwide. We forget, again, what's his name? Floyd George is killed outside of an Arab-owned establishment. What aren't we getting? And I bet you Trayvon Martin bought his iced tea and Skittles from an Arab store.
What we're getting is that we're being fed a narrative of the low-hanging fruit.
White, black.
Exactly, Dr. Short. It's easy to point out the race soldier cops that's running around and how they kill us.
Only the white ones, because when it is a Latino, they don't talk about it. So what's his name? Philando Castillo was shot to death by Latino. Okay, the guy McDuffie that set off the Miami riots of 1980-81 was killed by Latino cops, and they kill black people everywhere. They're very savage. We've seen a black woman body slammed by Spanish-speaking folks. For all the sisters that think that these guys are all so sweet and caring, so after all, they have straight hair and white skin. They have to be smooth and kind. Bullshit.
Out in California, they got that known gang group within the sheriff's department.
Right, the one that just shot one of the people. I mean, but again, groups like the NABJ, the group like the Leadership Council for Civil and Human Rights that Malcolm X warned us about 59 years ago, the Black Boule will not, in fact, the Boule will take white and Latino and Asian and tether members. They're seen as brothers and sisters. to anyone that joins, not you and I. If you and I didn't pledge, if we didn't become Masons, then fuck us. We're betrayed, but white folks don't tolerate. In fact, for a period of time, they had an anti-Masonite party where they were down on Masons and shit. I'm not saying that you can't be a Mason, but I'm simply saying to you, white folks are saying, hey, look, we're not going to have no secret group that's up under the pulpit ever run our asses. We accept all this stuff. We're going to continue to have a problem until Black people speak up. We are the group that they don't want to hear from. They're the group they're afraid we'll hear from. This is why they keep putting in bisexual or compromised men or lesbian, feminist Black women in all these positions to bamboozle us. And yes, it does. If sucking a dick as a man makes you betray your people, you're a traitor. If munching on carpet makes you an enemy of Black folks, you're a traitor. James Baldwin, as I always said, could suck a white man's dick, but he'd stand up for Black people. The new Black sodomites don't do that. They're for who they fuck first and who funds them. Their white lovers come before us. They're traitors, every single solitary one of them.
The brother Donald said, what are your thoughts about Governor Pritzker of Chicago allowing undocumented people to become police officers?
He's a sodomite Jew who hates Black people. What more do I need to say?
Okay.
Next question. And by the way, they're going to let the Ukrainians that have been moved to Chicago, who are Nazis. You have a Jew that's going to put Nazis on Black people. And so the Ukrainians are going to get us too. They hate our guts. I grew up with Ukrainians. Look, they're bringing in people from they're bringing in the Indians who are Nazi aligned, who are under Modi, that work with Kamala Harris, is affiliated with people who are Nazis, guys. They fucking hate us. Kamala Harris has a relative that was in the Indian government high up. He's connected with the group called RSSS. And forgive me, it's such a fucking long Indian term, but let me pull it up because it's you got to know what's happening in the rest of the world to understand, because they're bringing the world to America. You can no longer just know about the NFL and the NBA and shit like that. You've got to know what's going on because it's kicking you in the ass. Did you put up that picture, that ugly picture I sent you of Shirley Chisholm? Put that up there to relieve me. I need something to make me laugh. Thank you. Now, isn't she ugly? Okay. I can't believe what God has done, giving a face like that to someone. Isn't she ugly? Made from lust. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, the group is called.
Groove said a statement. I think I want you to expound.
But let me give it. But let me get this group. The group that's the Hindu Nazis are called Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS. And these are people who admire Hitler and extermination of darker skinned people. And they're the people who run India. And that's these Indians coming over here with this stuff. We're being swamped by people who have an agenda against our asses. We've never done anything to them. And you know what? Our stupid ass women that think it's their time are all intersexual with these people, in particular if they're gay. And they're going to look the other way and think that these people are their friends because they'll use them as useful idiots on the rest of us. This is what's really happening. I want to say this to this is our time type people. Judgment Day is here. Judgment Day like you've never seen it, because this happens. I was talking to one of my mentor's wives. She's an elder Black woman in her 70s, and we were talking about when France was liberated from the Nazis, how the French people went after their collaborators, their traitors that had helped the Germans persecute the French. And they didn't limit themselves to going after the men. There was a whole generation of French women that were making love, hanging with the Germans while their people were suffering because it was their time. And they fucked those women up. The disloyal black women, y'all have had your time. It's over. When people really get angry about what they understand what's going on, it's not going to be a good time for you. It's going to be rough. And the simp-ass dudes are going to get their asses beat down as well. It's not going to be popular to run after this shit. This change is going to happen over the next 2 years. And it's going to blow people's mind. They're going to cry for Kevin Samuels. You'll wish he had come back because he could referee. The Godfather's the one person that could keep everybody united, that was respected on both sides, even though he was feared and hated by the pork chop feminists. He didn't hate sisters. He hated bullshit behavior. Judgment's coming. Judgment's coming on the simps, too. A bunch of simps that run after, unattractive white women. As the economy gets worse, their brothers and uncles and fathers who never really wanted the shit to go down. Folks are going to catch hell. This whole swirl culture, it's going to get rough. See, a lot of folks are cool. Let me tell you something. A black dude, if you give him a chance, which, a lot of broke-ass women, they forget the fact they're broke. They always focus on whether the man's broke or not when their asses are broke, too. Which is why they have fans-only pages and shit. And those are undercapitalized because, there's but so much the same ass you want to see, especially when it's got a couple of wrinkles in it. Now, what I'm going to say to you is that when white folk and other people run out of money, everybody's not as cool as black men are. They'll ride the bus or eat tuna and shit. These motherfuckers start wanting to kill their whole family if they can't live at a six-figure level. You're going to see a lot of people who don't understand culture, who are not familiar with struggle they're going to melt down. And don't be surprised. Like, they're looking at all these black women with the little sluttish clothes on, bagging these white men that they think are rich, going to stay with them. And look at how fast those relationships are breaking up. The first time you mouth at him in public or do some shit that black men are kind of used to, that's when that motherfucker cuts you off. They ain't trying to stay with you, and they're not willing to raise other people's bastards and other stuff. It's going to be very, 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 very hard for folks who've been dealing in this very degenerate period. It's American Weimar. Weimar is a period where the Germans got really nasty after the First World War, and they were all in the queerness, gayness, and everything because the Germans kind of, and then Hitler's ass came along and did a reset. A reset's coming, and I don't know who's going to do it, how, but it's coming because people are getting mad. I'm beginning to see white men and shit. They want to go into schools and shoot principals and shit because they're pushing deviance on their kids. The drag queens, they don't like this stuff. I mean, a lot of, men have been standing down. I'm talking about all kinds of American men, not just black American men, have been tolerating feminism and all this other stuff. They've been trying. And they can't take it anymore. They're about to snap. And it's not going to be pretty. Remember, I said it. And I'm so tired of it. I don't want anybody to get hurt. But, some folks are going to have to get jacked up because they won't listen. They won't work. They don't know how to. You really don't need to show your artificial titties to a 3-year-old that's not yours. That really isn't abridging your rights. You really shouldn't be showing your penis to a 5-year-old. You really shouldn't be talking about your sex life to someone else's children in a school or public library. You shouldn't be doing you should really keep that shit to yourself. You really shouldn't think that you can approach a man and you made yourself look like a dude, and this dude thinks he's gonna get some pussy, and you've got nuts in your drawers. And you don't really think that this dude won't break your neck. There's going to eventually start being laws. There's going to be a pushback. The laws are happening all across the country. You're not getting this news in the media because it's being dominated by deviants. But the state houses, people begin to roll back against this stuff. And it's going to break. And by the way, more of these people that have pushed this stuff like Feinstein passing, I hope it's the end of an era. And I don't mind if a couple more people croak. And feminism, it's over. It's over. And I'm going to just say this to you again, like this brought up with this big ass weave, Crockett down in Dallas. They keep putting up these black women as being the face, and sometimes it's degenerate, moist black dudes like Adams and Johnson in Chicago. We've become the face of everything people hate. They already hated us for our skin color. They hate us for existing. Now we want to have drag queens bother their kids. We've given people the calmness of mind to destroy us. And a lot of people don't understand that. I can stop there now. Are there some questions? Because we can end this one, brother. I know you have to get up tomorrow morning and make another trip. And hurricane season is going to run for another, month or two? It's going to run all the way up until like December. Man, October hasn't even hit yet.
I know you touched over it, Dr. Short, but Angry Black Man would like you to discuss Crockett again, if you don't mind.
Crockett is a 42-year-old person that's been pushed by Black Lives Matter. She's in the Sodomite caucus or the Equality caucus. Okay, that should let you know something. You have a young black woman, 42 years old, never been married, no children, right? And she's presentable, so you know somebody stepped to her. If you got no man, no boyfriend, no husband, I'm wondering about you. And then here you are, and a presentable black woman, and then you're in like the Equality Caucus, the LGBTQ caucus, which is what his old name was. Why are black women in all this? See, you don't have to munch carpet, but if you're so down with it, I'm gonna just give what the Bible says. If you've done it in your mind, you've done it. If you're down for people doing this, you are a sodomite in spirit, even if you haven't had your carpet munched or you haven't munched a woman's butthole or nibbled on her titties. You are the same as those that do it. Okay, that's what the God of my holy book says. You have this person that if they're not a stud and body, they're a stud in spirit, who's up here defending a man who they have pictures of him naked in bed with his own niece. There are pictures of him with girls that clearly look like they're not above the age of consent for most American states. You have his father who put millions of black men and women in jail and destroyed black families over the Biden bill, over crack cocaine, and yet his son and daughter smoke crack, have never, ever been arrested and locked up and jailed for cocaine. And they know it. So the hypocrisy of the Biden family. And I can just say anybody in Delaware, they won't come on these calls. Why? Because the ones who are young, in particular black men, because a lot of times, I'm sorry, black women, y'all just don't get it. I never thought having a vagina would put someone behind the curve. To me, I think you'd be smart because you have to keep people out of it, Anyway.
I got one for you, Dr. Short. This is me. Look at this picture. That tells you all you need to know about this guy. Now, we know it's a doctored image, but that's what he's doing. He's laughing at New York while New York is underwater.
Oh, please send that to me. He used to be morbidly overweight.
Yeah, he said he went to an all plant-based diet, and that's how he lost all the weight.
What's her name? Queen Afua, and all these black people have helped him. He's not even helping folks who saved his fucking life. That's an ingrate. He's cursed. And all the black people that keep voting for him and Obama and the other people that are destroying us, if you get carjacked or get raped or get beaten or get shot, you literally help bring that into being. And it's not just you. You were part of the many raindrops that became a thunderstorm that watered the savage jungle and the weeds that are overtaking us.
If you guys in the chat want that picture of Eric Adams I put up, just let me know in the chat. Just put
And
your
yeah,
thumbs up,
he
and
is
I'll put it
laughing.
in the community section. So
They knew this is coming, and hurricane season isn't over yet. This is going to run at least another 60 days. I had a cousin who's a big guy that worked at FEMA. This stuff is going to run, and sometimes this stuff goes a little bit longer. And let me tell you something. When the rain stops, then December, it's going to be cold. Where are they going to put all those people? And where are they going to put all the homeless people that have been displaced? I can't see this.
Appreciate you guys in the chat. Dr. Short, you have no final thoughts?
Well, someone asked the question, they're going to bring in 12 million more. If they bring them in.
Yeah, hold on. There you go. Bruce said that Biden said he's going to bring in 12 million more. What do you think of the or more total will be between now and November 2024?
I don't know. I don't think, if you were watching, that Biden's group is trying to do stuff to make certain that Biden wears tennis shoes and shit so he doesn't fall down. This man, his health is gone. It's obvious. It's other people behind him doing this. I think it's Obama. They're moving towards this impeachment thing. Trust me. If this impeachment thing if this shutdown goes in, it's going to only embolden people to try to impeach Biden. And if a couple more people croak in the Senate, if they don't hurry up and get a replacement, if they could get a vote through the House of Representatives, and they could get another Democratic congressperson to croak or die or something else bad happens, you may get Biden impeached. They want it, and they can taste it, sort of like Lizzo can taste, a kiddie meal from McDonald's. We're in a situation now where the fight between the two spheres of the white elite is intensifying, and our stupid ass black traitors are on the side of degeneracy. And I don't know if you saw this, but if you watch the Republican debate, Donald Trump has missed 2 and he's won 2. He doesn't even have to go to win. And the more these people fight each other, man, Vivek Ramaswamy, he's a Hindu Nazi. He hates black people's guts. Let me see, what's her face? Haley Barber. No, Haley. Fuck it. Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley, she's an Indian. She don't like black people. That's crazy. And on the other side, you got Robert Kennedy Jr., who they want to kill. I have a friend who works with Robert Kennedy. They will not give police protection or anything, Secret Service protection to Robert Kennedy. You don't see him doing much. If you've noticed, he's gone silent. Have you noticed you don't see him? He's been promised that they're going to kill him. Even people around him have been told, shut up or we'll kill you. This is why you don't hear much from Robert Kennedy. These folks are trying to not get murdered. Mm-hmm. He won't debate Robert Kennedy. And so Robert Kennedy's life, like his father got killed, in 1968. These folks are ready to start killing people on a high level. It's in bad shape. So think about it. Notice you haven't heard about Robert Kennedy for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks.
Yes, he's been. I had some friend that says to lay low, don't go places. They can't protect you. They won't protect you. They're going to kill you. Even my friend has been told, stop going, stop making videos. They'll kill you. These people who are behind Biden want this power at all costs. They can't have any change. They don't want Robert Kennedy and they don't want Trump. And they're not going to let any of those smaller Republican people have it either. They want to keep Biden, or they want to find some way to put someone in there that they can use to continue. This is like it's Obama. These people who are behind this thing can't give up the power. They're all going to be destroyed and go to jail. If black folk had this much power for a black woman that has to buy a dick to be the person that's taking down a white billionaire that was president of the United States, why couldn't we get reparations and shit we really want? If these kinds of black officials have that much power, why don't we have some other shit that we want? They don't have any power. It's white folk behind these people. Notice you're not hearing about that shit in Atlanta because the stuff is falling apart in Georgia. So when the shit fell apart to get Trump in Georgia, then they started on him in New York again. And now they're going to try to open some shit up on him in Florida. They're doing everything to keep one white dude from being in power. And every time they attack him, it makes his ass bigger. And we have to be careful. My advice to black folks is not to kiss anyone's ass, but stay out of everybody else's fight and be prepared for your fight. And don't extend yourself to Negroes that don't get it, including females. I'm not protecting any pork chops. You stupid. It's your time. Then it's your time to fight for yourself too. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Now let's do a commercial for this platform. Our brother here has 870 subscribers. And we put out enough stuff where we should have 1,000 easily. Everybody that hasn't joined should join, and everybody that likes this channel, y'all should make it a duty to tweet out or share out all of the videos. We're going to be doing a hell of a lot more. We have a little temporary setback here. The angry black men think I got to get a computer repaired. I was going to try to do something. Can't do it until Monday, but we're going to be doing this on multiple platforms very soon. And we're going to continue to work with Mr. Ford here. He's so cool. I mean, Brother Dome, I mean, you have to listen to a dude whose head looks like an anti-aircraft missile and shit. Like, you're going to blow your ass up if you don't. So, you got to listen to him. He needs you to like this program, like it. And in fact, if you hate feminism, like it, because this is one platform of feminists are not welcome. Please feel unwelcome. Please don't fall. We want only normal women that's right. We want heteronormative people on this platform. If you swing both ways, well, that's your problem, not ours. We need you to like this. We need you to contribute to this. We need to get this brother to be on other platforms, not just YouTube, because I think we could get bigger numbers on Bitch or Twitch, as certain people call it. But he's Let's Talk 2. You can send him some money. He needs it so he can get a better Wi-Fi and shit, so they'll stop messing with his signal. So we need to get to 900. We need, I'm like, this is like church. We're going to take an offering. Will there be 30 people that will join this platform so he can have his magic 900? Because he and I have an agreement. I'm going to work with him extensively until he gets his 1,000. And if you get us at 900, then we only need to get 100 more people to join us. In fact, ask other people to join this channel. And we're going to do some more stuff like that. We're going to do some long-ass programs, and we'll talk about all kinds of facts and shit. I love doing that versus this one. It's harder to do this than to do what I did with Derna, believe it or not, because you have to be creative. Number two, this is Dr. Short. Y'all know me, at least by now. And I want to just give a shout out to all of you who've watched all the programs. I think we have we've done about 30 pieces, including shorts, that have all had at least 1,000 views. And right now we've got 3 that we've done, 4, including this one, that we want to get to 1,000. One simply needs 7 more views to put it at 1,000. One needs 12. One needs 95. So if you haven't watched everything on this channel, please do that. It's good every time. It's good to the last drop. Sort of like, a man that works out sperm. I wouldn't know, but, strong sperm seems to run in our race. That's why we're still here. I want you to definitely share all of them. In particular, if you're an angry black man, share this. In fact, share this with feminists. Let them know that everyone is not going to lick their clitoris. We're going to resist them. In fact, we lick it if you were submissive, but if you're gonna like be difficult, no, I'd rather have some ice water or V8. Now, as for me,
Sandra, I just got your notification that you subscribed. Appreciate that. Like Dr. Short said, you guys, we appreciate everyone that has watched every show. If you haven't, make sure that you do. The views and the subscriptions and the likes on each show, they count. They mean something. Even when, like one of the brothers said that they don't get the notifications. One of the things that you have to do to get the notifications is to subscribe and also hit the bell. And it's very important because what happens is it becomes a suggested video to watch. So a lot of times you may subscribe, but you may never like a video because you're like, you know what? I subscribed. I don't have to watch. I don't have to like a video. I'll get the notification. But what happens, you have to get the algorithm to understand that you like the videos. You guys know if you mess with YouTube a lot, you get suggested content. So it's very, very important that you subscribe. FBA Strong, I see what you said. They unsubscribed me to this channel. I'm not surprised that they did that. So,
yeah, they're working very hard. Our first video has gotten 7,100 views. None of the videos since that one has done as well. You have to understand something. There is a war against your mind. We reset algorithms in people's brains, so they've never let another video reach 7,100 people. It isn't that we aren't doing stuff that 7,000 people would like to see. YouTube and then work against the information moving around. You have to become an active subscriber to check the channel to see what's there, instead of assuming people that hate your guts are going to show you. To be active, I go and I look to see what people are doing. I don't assume that it will come to me. That's expecting too much of people who don't like what we do. And by the way, you guys say my Cash App, and I know I got to go and get a new computer. This has really pissed me off because I like my computer. We use our donations to enhance the information that we share. So mine is Dr. Randy Short, a $ in front of it. And of course, I want to thank, I think it's one of the people from your page that sent me a Zelle. It went straight, I didn't even know I had to look. So thank you for those who use PayPal and Zelle. That's wrandyshort@gmail.com. wrandyshort@gmail.com is my personal email. It is my Zelle. It is my PayPal. And of course, the Cash App is Dr. Randy Short. We don't, and I have a Patreon. In fact, I was supposed to say that we're going to start doing this because there are a couple of us that are going to be working together. It's like these missing kids in Ohio. I'm really angry and distressed that there are people who have a far greater reach than anything I really even want to have, but are not talking about this stuff like we're talking about it. They're nibbling around it. They'll say Tether should do this, but really talk about what's facing us. And so we're going to need more help. I've got partners in Texas and other places. We're going to probably start doing this more. I will continue to work with this brother because he's a damn good interviewer. You got to give his ass a hand. And it's really nice working with him. I've dealt with a whole lot of people in social media. He's about the easiest person to deal with. The only other problem he has is that he's a working Negro, and we oftentimes, stuff doesn't line up because you got to get that paper. But if people get enough paper doing this, they'll do more. And so absolutely. And we put our commercial at the end, but people absolutely should bless this. You should drop a few pieces. You have no idea how helpful. Very small amounts, but enough people, because we have thousands of followers. I know I do. I mean, I've not really tried to hook it all up, but now we've got the Angry Black Men's Book Club website, so you can join there. You could do this. We're going to continue because, I like work with this brother. We're going to have this is going to happen. I have been looking, and, I feel like, what's that dude? I found him, Kunta Kinte and shit. We have some we could work with. The Snyder brother fucker, and
one of the things that we're going to do, you guys, I'll just let you guys in on something. Is the reason why I always say it's very important to look in that community section as well as to like and subscribe. Is we're going to have a private webinar where we'll be able to
we're going to do a couple of these things, man.
Collect your email, and in the process, what happens is I will collect your email address, so you'll get the notification on when we do it by the email address. So it'll be happening very soon in the future. Like Dr. Short said, I will be doing a little bit of traveling tomorrow. So if you guys know where Source of Knowledge is, the bookstore, I'll probably be stopping by there. And if you just hit me up in an email, maybe we can link up and do what we do. But don't be crazy, because I'm a little different offline. So just know how to approach me if you see me, if you ever seen me before. But honestly, like Dr. Short said, we really, really appreciate everybody that has been supportive of the channel. And we're only just scratching the surface of a lot of things that we would like to do. I met Dr. Short a few years ago. So this is not new. This has been a couple years in the making, but my schedule with work is crazy. And Dr. Short has always been available to me, whether I've emailed him, picked up the phone. He's always like, look, I'm available. So, and this is really, and I can't underscore and say how important Dr. Short has been for me as well as others, that he's available for a lot of us, and he's there to get us to see the things that are not so blatant in our face that they want us to think is going on. So, with that, I'll be at the bookstore tomorrow. I'll stop by the bookstore and see what they got in there. I'm an avid reader. Dr. Short is as well. If you want to find Dr. Short, catch him where some books is at. That's where you'll catch him.
No, I just get from Amazon. They've destroyed all the black bookstores down here, most of them. Or either it's so strange, you go in and all love is good and shit. I don't want to see that. Okay, and I want to thank it. 94 people are watching. Oh my God, that's and this is
Short. Text me real quick your
Patreon,
your website, so I can put it in the chat.
Okay, I will put it right now. Hold on, but it's really easy. It's Angry Black Men's Book Club.
Yeah, but brother said he couldn't find it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe he has took it off of.
I thought I put it in the community section of the channel, and someone asked, when will you be traveling again to different cities?
It depends if I have some money. There's all kinds of things going on. All kinds. Wait a second. I don't see it. Where is it? Yeah, I know.
FBA Strong is. I have a system where we could do a webinar where it will basically be broadcasted in the studio. So we won't be using Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. It'll be strictly a webinar for Dr. Short or whoever, Dr. Winters, whoever we have come on, and those guests that have been invited. Even if, for example, somebody gives the link away, they can't come in that studio unless I have their email address. So that would get rid of the trolls and the people that just coming around for to be reporters. But we're not reporting we're not doing anything illegal. We're just trying to get the
I have some order. We need some order. Let me see. Angry Black. That's interesting. I had it at one point. And let me see. I wonder why. Maybe he's taking it back down.
You sent it to me. I got it. You sent it to me.
I know that thing went up. I've seen it. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Ching, I just texted to you, and I need to send you my Patreon because I have like 4 Patreon people.
FBA Strong said it stays in the community section for 5 days. So what I'll do, you guys, I will post Dr. Short's website in this chat, and I'll pin the comments so it'll stay on this video, as well as I'll make sure that it's in the community section every 3 days. What I'll do, because you said every 5 days it goes around. The webinars would be great to make Patreon content. Yeah, Groove. Groove audiobooks. I could actually save that to use it for Patreon and furthermore, which would be good. Dr. Short has advised me to open up a Patreon account, and I eventually probably will.
You should.
Well, Angry Black Man, everybody will get an invite to come to the webinar. But the thing after the invite, when you accept the invite, you gotta, in order to accept the invite, for example, you have to give your email address. And once I get your email address, then when I start the webinar, right before the webinar, that's when the link comes directly to your email.
Yeah, and it's a way to keep people who like doing stupid stuff. By the way, it's dropped to 87. Oh, people falling asleep on us.
What it was, Dr. Short. You had sent me the book club from the other phone. You know, it's both phones. I got it.
So we're treating people. Yes, people need to be treated like they white. Man.
I knew that FBA Strong. I knew you wasn't implying anything illegal. That's Dr. Short's Patreon. Hold on.
And we're gonna start putting more stuff up there. It just has to happen. And we have to move away from YouTube. Start putting more stuff up there. It just has to happen. Okay. So yep. Okay, it's 872. It would be nice if we could get 3 more so we can get it to 875. And then we only have a few more left.
The book club.
And by the way, how many people like that? I love that. Will Africa bend over again? We have to do a part 2 to that. So are we going to get together Sunday? I'm going to get you to make a commitment because I know you don't like to disappoint your subscribers.
Yes, Dr. Short. Well, AT3, you want to ask Dr. Short about, will Trump mass deport illegals? Trump done said it already. Trump said if he becomes president, he's going to have the largest deportation ever.
That's kind of cool because we did have Operation Wetback in the 50s. A lot of people aren't familiar with Operation Wetback, but Dwight D. Eisenhower and them, they put 5-6 million people's asses out of here. They really did. Get the fuck out. You do not belong here. You really can tell people to get the fuck out. And the very same people who are saying that you can't send people back are the very same people who tell you that they don't want to go to school and you can't shop with it. It's amazing how open this country is to everybody but us. If Trump gets back in, they're going to put the people out. And that's what the public wants. I'm with the public this time. 200 million white people can't always be wrong. Okay, I think that white people are right this time. I'm with white people. I fucked with white people that are tired of this bullshit. I love white people who hate this bullshit. I love the people on Staten Island, even if they hate me, at least hate illegals overrunning the country. We can agree to something. We don't always have to have opposed views. I'm not mad at everybody because they white. I'm mad about injustice. I'm mad about abuse. I'm mad about us not having our motherfucking money. But these people don't belong up in here. Their asses don't belong up in here. They don't.
So I'll pin the comment, you guys, for Dr. Short's website. make sure you go to the website. You can catch all the videos. It's even some videos that are like really hard to find. That older videos of Dr. Short, which the information never grows old. Tomorrow night, Angry Black Man, I can't guarantee that we'll do a show because, like Dr. Short said, I'm gonna be on the move. So it will, God willing, it'll be a show tomorrow or either Sunday, one of them days, and we definitely will talk about Africa as a continent.
Yes, we need to do just do some contemporary history to bring you up to speed with this bullshit across the African continent. And maybe we need to spend like 3-4 hours just talking about everything from Afro-Worky, like the little jack office in Eritrea that's driving white people crazy, to the shit that's happening in Sudan, to, I mean, wow, how Obama fucked up in Egypt. I mean, one of the biggest fuck ups of all times is Barack Obama. Yes, I hate him, but I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of people, when they hate people, they lie on them. I just don't understand that. To me, the truth is more devastating. When you want to hurt someone and you don't like them, tell the truth. You lie on someone that you dislike, that makes them bigger, that makes them more impressive. When you want to diminish someone, tell the truth about their ass. That's when you really know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this, and that was, and I'm looking at this right now. I just want to say to y'all, please, 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 make certain that we get all of our videos up to. That's our goal. That we get 1,000 views. If you see something with less than 1,000 people, share it with others. That's something. That's our goal. We want. That's what I said to them, brother. As long as we get 1,000 views per video, because I can go on another platform, but I want to see this platform take off. And I don't care if they change the algorithm. I'm not changing. They change the algorithm, not me. I didn't change my words. Oh, man, I'm not seeing any benefit for me working with you. I haven't done that to this brother here. And that's how we have to be. We just work harder. We'll make more shit. We'll just be more disrespectful. We'll just hate feminists more. We'll stand up to simps and agonists. We don't care. I'll just double down. I'll be worse than nigga than was. And if you had to fuck with the algorithm, then I'll just do it worse.
Dr.
We'll make more videos.
I like this comment. Operation Spoiled Taco Meat. Get them out.
Yeah. Or do something else. So one thing that they really don't like, and the Catholic Church is behind this too, y'all. One day we have to talk about the Jesuits and how the Catholic Church has always fucked with black people. In fact, if you want to get a book on slavery in the Catholic Church and the papacy, those are some of the most expensive books out there. It's hard to get shit to show you what the Catholic Church has done to black people. You can get on what Islam has done, Hinduism, but the Catholic Church, ooh, it gets real silent. And you know, you meet all these fake ass black people that are so proud. I'm Catholic. I mean, no, you're pathetic.
So you guys, it's 94 people in the chat. We should have 94 likes for this video. Appreciate you guys.
Maybe we have some haters on there. Hi, haters. In fact, put up some subjects that you're sensitive about so we could talk about it. So if nothing else, if you can't like it, we want you to hate the program. Hate works. We'll take hate. If we can't get love, we'll take hate.
Well, I don't want to keep you guys all night. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate all your support. Remember to like, share, subscribe. The best way to support the channel and us is to like, share, subscribe. Like Dr. Short said, make sure you hit the Cash App. It all goes to books, information on the information that he's bringing you, you know. So this is all the donations. That's all it's going for. So remember to like, share, subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you guys. And as Dr. Short's coined, let me go back to his phrase, the truth is more devastating than lies.
Okay. Good night, brothers and sisters. And bad weekend to the pork chops. In fact, in this, we will return with more devastating, difficult to listen to truths. This is Dr. Short, of course, with that famous Dr. Randy Short Cash App, signing off. A beggar for your kisses and donations, peace and power, reparations, and of course, the great old motherfucking money. We need it. In fact, we need it in 1619. 400 years is too long to wait. All right. Good night.